Pamper yourself. Slip into the silky comfort of your spa or pool and let all the stress of the day slide away. Relax. Spend some quality time in your private, personal.
The truth is, as everyone in the spa and pool industry knows, it's difficult at best to maintain proper water chemistry in pools, and nearly impossible in spas. For example, you're looking at what's been flushed out of a brand new spa, direct from the manufacturer. Call it sludge, scum, or slime, but it starts as something called biofilm. Startling as it may seem, bacteria, even of differing types, can chemically communicate with each other to work together and form biofilm, a shield which protects entire colonies. Drain a spa, for example, and the remaining biofilm allows colonies of bacteria to lay dormant until conditions for growth improve. That's why flushing a spa is so important, and why adding more and more chemicals to spa or pool water doesn't help. Doctors, research scientists, and microbiologists at Creative Water Solutions have been studying spa and pool water chemistry, and biofilm in particular, for years. Working with universities and the scientific community, they've made some startling discoveries. While sanitizers do kill free-floating bacteria, called planktonic bacteria, they don't affect bacteria protected within biofilm. In fact, chlorine and bromine actually bind to biofilm, rendering them ineffective. So adding more and more chemicals to pools and spas only creates an even greater imbalance. Scientists at Creative Water Solutions discovered that nature already has a unique solution.
I saw an article about the use of sphagnum moss in World War I, and it told how the Germans and the English packed their soldiers' wounds from the trenches in sphagnum moss, and that they had a higher rate of wound healing and prevented death by doing this. Being an expert in wound healing and a surgeon, and I was a trauma surgeon, I knew the sphagnum moss had to have an effect on the bacterial population of the wound. At that same time, in my basement of my house, I had a swim spa. Now, I have a degree in chemistry from a prestigious institution, and I consider myself fairly smart, and I was unable to control the water in that swim spa. pH was constantly going up and down. The chlorine levels were never right. It was either too much chlorine, too little chlorine, too much bromine, too little bromine. It was a mess, and I spent hours trying to make that thing right. And so we were going up to northern Minnesota to look at the moss bogs and to understand its ecology. And I thought, well, why don't those lakes turn fetid like hot tubs and pools do? One of the reasons that these lakes are probably so clean is that there's just these huge tracts of moss that the water drains through. And then I put the two together, that the moss condition the water so then the lakes stay pure. So I said, if the moss is good enough for the northern Minnesota lakes, maybe it's good enough for my hot tub. So I figured I got some of the moss from the lab and I put it in the tub, in the pool, and watched it. And over 3 to 4 days, it slowly cleaned itself up and became clear and clean and fresh, and the pH was stable, and I thought, this is amazing.
Creative Water Solutions scientists put their ideas to the ultimate test, the ideal breeding ground for bacteria, a spa.
A spa is a pretty harsh environment. Bacterial proliferation is very high at temperatures between 98.6 and about 102. In addition, you've got people getting in and out of the hot tubs, which put in proteins off your body, skin, sloughed skin. Some people might argue some urea from urine. So just the natural use of a hot tub and having people in it provides materials for the bacteria to use to proliferate. They're in a nice warm and wet environment, ideal system for bacteria to grow.
Considering all the environmental variables, plus the many chemicals and additives to choose from, it's no wonder why spa owners are frustrated.
There's a number of choices, and all of which end up being very, very confusing to a consumer. What Spa Naturally does is it does a very fine job of keeping the task of maintaining your water simple.
By any measure, Spa Naturally and Pool Naturally can improve water chemistry. Customers consistently comment on a more comfortable and enjoyable water experience, and that they can both see and feel the difference. Sanitizers can work more effectively and in lower concentrations. Spa and pool owners can use fewer chemicals less often. It's easier on equipment, our bodies, and our planet.
For our company, we try to make it as easy as possible for the customers. The less problems they have with chemicals and issues, the less problems we have, so we can focus on more of the fun stuff like selling spas. Every new spa we sell goes out with Spa Naturally.
Actually, at first, yeah, I was a little skeptical. It, just sounded like with all the other chemicals we'd had put in there that I, was wondering if it was really going to work and how much it was going to really cut out. And I was really surprised at how much it did. It changed the whole makeup of the water to really, like I said, not needing any chemicals, but a little bit of chlorine. It was wonderful.
When neighbors or friends come over, they will comment on how clear the pool looks. And when they swim in the pool or go in the spa, they ask what I'm doing because it feels so smooth, and they don't get the dryness or the chlorine smell from it. And I tell them it's moss, and they go, "What?"
With Spa Naturally and Pool Naturally systems, managing water chemistry is less work, easier on equipment, and naturally more enjoyable. Try a more balanced spa and pool water experience with Spa Naturally and Pool Naturally systems.